She is like homecoming queen. I'm talking disgusting.
Spirits are following her.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be filming. I love mukbang so much. I have a complete obsession with them. I think I have watched a mukbang every time I eat for like the past
3-4 months, something like that.
Anyway, so one of my favorite YouTubers is Stephanie So on YouTube. You should go check her channel out. She has murder mystery videos and she also eats at the same time, which is kind of weird when you think about it. But at the same time, like if you're lonely and you need some like
food comfort and you want to watch someone else eat,
it's the best thing. And her murder mysteries are the bomb. Also scares you at the same time, so I wouldn't suggest watching her videos if you're like getting ready to go to bed because you'll be freaked out. But anyway, so today I am going to be talking about a murder mystery as well, just because I was inspired by her and she is life. I don't know if she's done this video or not, just because she's literally done every murder mystery, investigative, mythology, urban legend type deal stories. So if she's done it, shout out to her because she's probably better at storytelling than I am, but that's beside the point. We're going to go ahead and get started though. So right here I have some California roll. I don't exactly know what's on it. I think that's yum yum sauce and like eel sauce. That's eel sauce. Right here I have Vietnamese spring roll, and then here I have vegetarian gyoza. I flip back and forth between eating vegetarian food and
like chicken.
So today we're going to be talking about the Winchester Mansion. And for those of you who don't know, the Winchester Mansion is a mansion that is in California still to this day. It was created in like the mid-19th century by someone named Sarah Winchester. Now to give you a little bit backstory about Sarah Winchester. Oh my god. You know what? Every time I eat with chopsticks, I'm always like, why would I eat with chopsticks? I can just literally eat with my hands, but you know. That's beside the point. Oh, and I have some coconut water here, just because my stomach doesn't feel too good. I know, weird decision to eat sushi when my stomach is upset, but... Okay, so Sarah Winchester is kind of like this stereotypical, I wouldn't say uppity, I would say rich. She's very privileged. How about that? She is from a very privileged family growing up. This girl, I'm talking,
is talented, she's rich, she's all of those things. She is like homecoming queen, but like 19th century type homecoming queen.
she can speak 4 languages by the time, I don't even know what, like 16 or some bullcrap like that. Anyway, so she can speak all these languages, she's privileged, things like that. She ends up marrying someone else who's privileged. His last name is Winchester. Surprise! So, his last name is Winchester, and he's the person, his family actually creates guns and things of that nature. So, it's kind of scary, their dynamic, as far as, not like their marriage or anything like that, like he doesn't abuse her, but it's just scary because of like what he sells. But yeah, so she ends up marrying this guy, and she's living in Connecticut at the time, and she has a daughter by the name of Annie. Now, Annie dies while Sarah is in her, I think, mid-20s. So, during her mid-20s, she's going through this panic of losing her child. Well, about a decade later, she also loses her husband. I don't know how. I just read that on Reddit that people had said that he just mysteriously passed away. But pretty sure there's actually a cause of death. And if you find out a cause of death or no, put it in the comments down below, just because I want to know. I'm nosy. But so he mysteriously dies. Now, one thing you need to know about the Winchesters is that they are filthy freaking rich. Like,
I'm talking disgusting.
so Sarah actually ends up inheriting about $20 million, which is about $500 million in 2019.
$500 million.
So she inherits all this money from this guy after he had passed away. And not just a guy, her husband. Probably shouldn't laugh at that, that's terrible. But after he had passed away, and she, like, I don't know what to do with all this money. What the heck am I going to do, you know? She's sitting here with, like, $500 million, but $20 million her time. And she's like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Like, first of all, when I read this, that she didn't know what to do with her money, I was like, sis, you, like, if you were alive today, you could give it to me. Like, because that, I could pay off my tuition. I could buy so many things. But, so she has all this money. She doesn't know what to do with it. So she visits a, what's it called? Like, not a soothsayer, but like a psychic or like a medium. So she visits this medium, and she's like, hey, I don't know what I should do with my money. Can you help me? Well, the medium's like,
Absolutely. You have $20 million. Huh?
so she has this $20 million. She sees this medium. The medium tells her that she should move. She's like, okay. But here's the twist. She said she should move because,
Spirits are following her.
and I'm not talking like the spirits of, like, you know, Casper. These spirits are crazy, scary, ones that want to harm her, haunt Sarah, all of these things. So Sarah, like, gets freaked out. She's like, well, what do I need to do? Like get away from the spirits. Like, what do I need to do to appease them? This medium tells her to build a house that the spirits can have a home in. And Sarah's like, okay, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I'll build a house for them.
Wait, what? Why would I build a house for them?
And she's like, because you want to make sure that they have a home so that you can make them happy. And that she's like, I don't want them to have a place, but if it will get them away from me, leave me alone, then I'm totally fine with that. So she takes the medium's advice. And then she ends up buying a house in California. Now, this house isn't one that's like stereotypically like a mansion that someone you would like think someone would live in. It's a small farmhouse. And she ends up hiring construction crews to add on to this house.
And I'm not just talking a story or like a room.
No.
She turns this small townhouse into a 7-story freaking mansion. She makes this thing like the Taj Mahal. Y'all. Oh, by the way, I got this sushi at what we call Price Cutter here. I don't know if you all know what that is, but some of you will. Price Cutter is like, think of, if you know what a Country Mart is, it's like a Country Mart, but it's like Walmart and Country Mart had a baby. And they don't have appliances and things like that. They just have food and like kitchen supplies and alcohol, like a lot of it. But well, I'm gonna try one of these spring rolls. Oh, they come with sauce. I haven't tried this sauce yet. I'll let you know what it tastes like. I might as well just use my hands at this point. You know what? That's really good. It's kind of like spicy and sweet. Wow, I was not expecting that. I was expecting something like just sweet. It's got a nice kick to it. Alright, so she hires this crew, and she wants them to work around the clock for, I'm talking, over a decade. And they are doing things like, she's wanting to add rooms, she's wanting to add like staircases, she's wanting to add fireplaces, she wanted to add a basement, all of these things. So they're like, okay, we can do that. But they didn't expect for construction to continue this long. And keep in mind that this girl literally has about $500 million in our time. So she's able to afford these things. Like, she's totally fine with it. During this time while all of these rooms are being added on and all these construction things are going on, she's seeing mediums at the time, apparently, allegedly. But she's having, like, this difficulty figuring out, like, what does she need to do next. So she consults mediums at the time. And they tell her to keep building. Like, and the reason why they keep telling her to build is because apparently the spirits that are channeling... Excuse me, I had to burp. But that are, like, channeling these spirits are telling her to keep adding rooms to please the spirits. They're telling them what they need to look like, how big they are, all these things. Allegedly. So, she's like, okay, I could do that. I'll build like this freaking room that has no other way of access except for through the.
I don't know, the floor.
We're telling her all of these things, and she goes back, does all of them, makes all the renovations. Now, apparently, it took thousands of gallons. I know this is like kind of weird. This is weird backstory. I found this so interesting though. It took several thousands of gallons of stain and like paints to cover that house by the time construction was finished. And construction wasn't finished until the turn of the 20th century. So it's, yeah, like I said, it took like 10 years to do whatever that she wanted to this house. A little bit longer than 10 years, actually. So, after construction was finished and everything was done, she was like, okay, I have this house. Now, this house has stairwells that don't really lead anywhere. They lead to a brick wall. There's doors that open up to brick walls. There's stairways running into each other. I'll put pictures of like right here what they look like. But it is just elaborate. These rooms are like, they have crystals in it. Things are gold encrusted. There's so many different rooms. Like, I'm actually going to look up. Here, I'm going to read off right now. Because I screenshot it. Of how many rooms and different bathrooms and things like that are actually in this freaking house. Because when I found this out, I was like, you have got to be shitting me. There is no way that this girl built this house, did all of these renovations, and for what? Just for like these spirits. But like, she was so panicked by it. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Here's another thing. So, she actually built this because she said they wanted to appease the spirits, but because she was actually the wife of someone who was a Winchester and Winchester rifles. These were spirits that were killed by Winchester rifles. So she was trying to appease them by giving them a place to live. But in Sarah's mind, Sarah Winchester, the girl that built the house, she was like, I want to build this house to lose them. And that was her mind. So, like, keep in mind, that's like her mindset during this entire time. So here is what the house kind of like, not the layout, but how many rooms and things there was.
So it was a 7-story house, 161 rooms, 47 fireplaces, 10,000 panes of glass, 2 basements, 3 elevators, and a mysterious fun house-like interior.
So if you want to go look up the entire story, go to allthat'sinteresting.com and it can show you the mystery of the Manchester, or the Mount Voyage. The mystery of the Winchester Mansion. So, where was I? Oh yeah. So, she built up this house. All these rooms were added on. She finished it. Construction was done. And she was like, okay, I'm content with this. She would sleep in another room every night, different. But she would use secret passageways that had been built and added onto the home so that the spirits couldn't follow her. Allegedly. That's what she did. She would use all these secret passageways. And then, around 1904, I think is when it said, there was an earthquake in California. And it didn't level the house, but it caused a little bit of damage to the top 3 floors, so they were removed. After this, Sarah had passed away. So she left the home to her relative, I think her name was Maria. I think it was her niece. Yeah, it was her niece Maria. She left the house to her, and Maria was like, well, I don't know what the heck to do with this. You know, this house is like freaking huge. It doesn't make any sense. There's a whole bunch of crap in it. I'm just going to sell everything inside the house. So she sells everything inside the house, sells this house to a realtor of sorts. And he's like, I wouldn't say sketchy, but he ends up buying the home and putting it on display. So this house is on display. And it's still there to this day. If you, for some reason, want to go check it out, I don't know why you would, because it's probably creepy as hell. But she sells a house to this guy. And the guy's like, okay, I'm just going to, put this on the market or whatever. Sells it for $135,000. Because the only reason why was because it was not structurally sound. Like I said, there were staircases leading to each other. There were doors that would open up to brick walls or windows that were overlooking each other. All of these different things were going on. So they were like, we're just going to sell this for this amount. Now, like $135,000, I don't know about you, that's a lot of money. That's a shit ton of money. So I was thinking, like, okay, I mean, there's lost 3 floors, so that's about sound, especially for the time period. So I think it was whenever they sold it. So sold it, put it on the market, and he opens it up as a museum to the public. Now the public, when they say like experiences going into this mansion, it's not like you're visiting, I don't know, your grandma's house, for instance. It is creepy as hell. So they say that they can hear spirits and they can feel cold chills when they go through this building. Now I don't know about you, but if I feel a cold chill,
I don't stay around to play games.
Mama didn't raise no dummy. I get out. I don't play games. The spirits can have the house. They can have the land. They can have the county for all I care. So people say that they can hear spirits and feel them when they're in this home. And still to this day, some people can even see Sarah's shadow. Or not like her shadow, but her ghost. And they just feel like her presence in the home. Because she was so paranoid this entire time. Imagine being in a home where people are telling you, these mediums are telling you that you have to move around and you have to build these structures and all of these things to appease the spirits because your dead husband sold all these rifles and then was apparently a bad man and all of these things. I don't know about you, but I would think I was crazy. So I don't blame her for building all of these rooms. I blame her for building all the fireplaces, though. I will blame her for that. Because that was unnecessary. The rooms, not so much. The fireplaces, yes. But, yeah. That's the story of the Winchester Mansion. And if you have ever encountered something like this, ever felt like a spiritual presence, I think that you should maybe see a medium, but don't let them tell you that you need to build a house with approximately 160 rooms and like 40 fireplaces. Sorry, y'all, my battery died for a second. But, so, yeah, I forgot to tell you, but of all the bathrooms that she had in this home, only one of them was functional. And it was another reason for her to confuse the spirits. I don't know why she thought that the spirits would be using the bathroom in the afterlife, but apparently she thought that. Maybe the medium told her.
Or no, the spirits. I'm sorry, the spirits had told her.
Watch me like I have sleep paralysis or something tonight because I talk badly about the spirits. I'm not talking bad about you, I promise. I'm just saying that the medium may have been a little bit off their rocker. You know, if y'all ever haven't had sushi or like any type of really Asian cuisine, specifically Japanese. I love Japanese food. Y'all should try it. So that's the end of today's story. If you want to know more about the story, like I said, just go to the website. I'll put the link down in the description below. You can read about the whole backstory of it. I just gave you like the brief overview because, you know, I'm not memorizing an entire story, but kind of did. There's more information on Reddit too. You can research it. I want to know from you all, have you ever had a weird spiritual experience that you cannot explain? One that is just so batshit crazy. One that you have never been able to explain to any other person because you think that they will think that you are crazy and they're going to put you in an asylum immediately. Because I have. And that'll be another video. Also, let me know down below what stories you want to hear about. Because honestly, I freaking love these types of stories. They are so interesting. Ones that scare me a lot, though, are ones that are like serial killers. Because, like, you never know. People are scary nowadays, so. Anyway, that's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you. Don't forget to be yourself and give them hell.